Hello, this is a how-to video on how to install the iBoard 4-inch running boards on a 2015 Dodge Ram 1500 crew cab. Not the quad, not the mega, but the crew cab. I've already done the driver's side just to make sure it went smoothly and everything, and I'm just going to do the passenger side, so that's why I only have half the things out. As you can see, here's the three brackets for the passenger side: right rear, right center, and right front. Here's the last board, and here's the remaining hardware. You're going to have 12 of these 14 millimeter, got the bolt, lock washer, and washer. You're going to have 3 of the 16 millimeter bolts, again with the lock washer and washer. You're going to have these little clear plastic donuts. You're going to have 3 of those for the passenger side. You're going to have 3 washers, 3 lock washers, and 3 nuts. These are 18 millimeter. So you're going to need a 3/8 18 millimeter deep well, then a standard 16 and 14 millimeter 3/8 socket. You got these 3 guys, which will attach to these, and yeah, we'll get started. Okay, well, now we're under. We are behind the passenger front tire. This is the first location. You're going to remove the factory tape here on the frame. It's going to be above these little 2 hex holes here. This truck's only about a week old, so it's going to come off pretty easy, but it might have difficulty if it's been a while. You're going to have the same thing on the center and on the rear. The tape is going to be right above these 2 hex holes right here on both the front, center, and rear. Okay, I'm going to attempt to do this one-handed since I'm holding the camera. You take one of these with the metal end on it. It's one of these guys. You're going to fish it right through sideways, and you're going to just kind of let it sit right there, and then very carefully, making sure that that doesn't fall through, you're going to put one of these plastic O-rings on the end of it. All that's going to do is put a barrier between the bolt and the frame so that it won't fall back into the frame, because if you do that, you're kind of hosed. Okay, we're still operating on the passenger center mount. I got the clear O-ring over the bolt here. So now I'm going to take the bracket and of course the top slot's going to go over the top hole. Now this bracket, it's orientated to where the bottom one is towards the rear of the truck, so you're going to use this hole, and you're going to spin the bolt until the other nut on the other side of that bar lines up with the hole in the frame and with the bottom hole of your mount. Now once it's there, you grab your 16 millimeter bolt complete with washer and lock washer and thread it right through, and just get it finger tight for right now. You do the bottom one first because it's easier to orientate it if you just hold on to the stud that's at top, and you can spin it how you need it. Once you got it kind of finger tight, go ahead and get your washer, lock washer, and the 18 millimeter nut. Just go ahead and do the same thing, get that finger tight right on the top there. I'll try to bring it around so you can see it. So yeah, it's the 18 nut and the 16 bolt, and it's just kind of finger tight right now, and it's really the same thing on both the passenger front and the passenger rear. Okay, this is the passenger rear. I'm going to do the same thing over again. So you have this little deal with the nut and the threaded insert here. Again, you'll fish it through. Just kind of let the bottom end sag. I don't know if you can see it in there. Put the little clear donut in there just so you don't lose it. Now in this mount on the passenger rear, the slot is going towards the front of the truck, so we're going to use this hole right here so you can see the threaded insert line up there. Just place it right over there. Hold on to the stud so you can rotate that insert to that hole. And then do the same thing. Take your 16 and thread it from the bottom. Once you get that one started, go ahead and put your washer, lock washer, and 18mm nut on the top one. That one's going to go a lot easier. And again, just kind of finger tight. Won't tighten any of them until you get the board on first. Okay, now I went ahead and did the the passenger front, and there's the center and rear. And what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to set the running board right on top of them and just kind of line up the holes. I'm not going to put any nuts or bolts in yet. Okay, it gets a little more simple from here on out. I just got the board just setting right inside the brackets right now. Nothing's bolted in. Just for you know, there's no difference between the driver or passenger side board, but there is a difference between which way is front and which way is rear on the board. It's only going to line up one way, but yeah, like I said, it's only going to line up one way. So everything's kind of loose right now. Just line the board up on top of it with the slotted holes on the underside, and you're going to have 12 14mm bolts that are going to go in each of the holes, and we'll start with that. Okay, now that the board is tightened to the brackets to the truck are still loose. So just kind of do a quick level check. I use just my hand width, and between the bottom of the body and the beginning of the board should be about the same at every bracket. Probably not the most scientific way. See, this one's a little tight, so when I tighten it on the other side, I'm just going to make sure I pull all the way down on the body holes on the truck so that the mount will go down. And same with the rear. Again, just kind of using a gauge. The front and rear brackets are about the same, pretty close. The center one's a little tight, so I'll pull it down when I tighten it. Okay, I'm back at the passenger center. I have my 3/8 ratchet with my 18mm deep well. I'm going to do this top bolt first. Like I said, since it's a little high when I was doing the leveling, I'm going to try to pull down on it as much as I can. Seat it a little bit. Just going to tighten the top one. Okay. Then switch out to your 16mm standard. You don't need a deep well, you can if you want to, but I got this box in the way, and just do the bottom one. And you'll do that for all 6 bolts on this side and 6 on the driver's side. And there you have it. There's the completed passenger side, and naturally driver's side. I think they look pretty sharp. They're pretty thin profile and you can step anywhere on them. So hope you enjoyed, hope this helps you a little bit. Take care, thanks.